Keeper and I, we were talking earlier today. I was in his chat on TikTok. Shout out to everybody that was watching via TikTok. We had the conversation, well, where exactly does this stop, right? And Keeper, you own a business, so allow me to kind of role play here with you for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get into hot water and I own a business and you come to me, you're like, Glenn, hey man, listen, I know you own a business. I want you to consider us for a buyout. And I say, okay, I will entertain the idea of a buyout, but I'll sign a letter of intent that's non-binding. Essentially what that means is you got to bust that whole entire thing open. I get to see all the skeletons read. I get to see your debt obligations. I get to see your assets. If you were not in a tight spot, would you legitimately let me get away with a non-binding letter of intent?
No, heck no. Because I don't need to.
You don't need to.
I don't need
to. So
the
fact that FTX agreed to a non-binding letter of intent, that tells me that you guys were in really deep shit.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Desperate.
That's a really good point.
Dude, they're not even that close of friends. I mean, you literally see, if you saw BitBoy when BitBoy was coming after Sam Bankman-Fried, right? He replied to BitBoy saying, good luck shilling Binance. Instead of saying Binance, he just put Nance, right? He was referring to Binance. So there was already some type of vibe going on there. And that the fact that he called Binance and said, yo, CZ, I'm in trouble, dude. Come check this out. You're right. Like
because we were definitely going back and forth on Twitter like up to 2 months ago, if not longer than that.
Yeah, and you know, it might have started as, I think the way that I see it anyway is it started as with the central point being greed. I think that Sam Bankman-Fried went from a nobody to having his name trending on Twitter all the time, to being the youngest in the Forbes 30 under 30 or whatever that stupid list is or whatever. And all of a sudden you have become somebody via a space, which admittedly from him, he doesn't even really believe in. He's a money guy, right? He just wanted to be wealthy, wanted to be rich, right? And so I think
XRP guy.
Hey, watch it. Listen, Glenn's going to get in on me too. We're not even going there right now.
You are outnumbered tonight, my friend.
I know I am. But yeah, so I think when things like that come up, you see people's true colors shine. And so what happened? He got overly zealous and he said, okay, well, I've already got all of these things working for me. I've got this capital. Now we're kind of pushing way back. Then he starts donating big money to the Democratic Party, to the Biden administration. A lot of people don't know this, but he was the #1 or #2 contributor to the Biden administration. Okay. So now what's that do? Well, that greases the right palms. It says, hey, I'm a player for you. You rub my back, I'll rub yours. And so I think he thought that maybe he was untouchable. You get to the point to where you feel that way. Maybe you do start over leveraging because, well, I mean, listen, I've got more money than I even know what I can't even count the amount of money that I have. The token's never going anywhere. But here's my problem with it. He's 30 years old, 32 years old, 29 years, somewhere in there, right?
He's like 29. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So around 30 years old. I can admit as a business owner at 38, there's a lot that I don't know. Okay. But my dad always taught me one thing in business. If you are the smartest person in your boardroom, you're wrong. You need to have people around you that know more than you do on any given day. And so I have to believe that he has probably been given that advice. Whether he took it or not, I guess we don't know. But my thought process is somebody told him that he was exposed here. Somebody had somebody had to have brought to his attention. His accountant, somebody said, hey, listen, we could have a problem here. You need to pay attention to this. The question then becomes, was he too greedy or too arrogant to take the advice of someone that otherwise, maybe was just an accountant or just somebody that didn't truly understand what it was like to be in his shoes? And I think that it's come back to absolutely crush him.